What if a hacker gets just one password and gains access to all your network devices? Without centralized authentication, that's exactly what can happen. In this hands-on lab, I'll show you step-by-step how to configure Radius Authentication for SSH access on Cisco routers, locking down your network with enterprise-grade security. Watch as we set it up live and reveal why this stops 90% of unauthorized access attempts. Welcome to this practice lab, where we will configure SSH access on router 1 with Radius Authentication. Radius is a standard protocol that aims to centralize all authentications by a login and password. A Radius server can rely on an Active Directory or an LDAP server to reference already existing accounts. The advantage is that you can log in with a single account on multiple administrative devices, such as routers, switches, or servers. This gives the advantage of remembering only one login and one password. If we click on the Radius server and we go to the 3A part, which is located in the Services tab, we see that we have identified router 1 with its IP 192.168.0.254, which can connect to the Radius server with the key 112.3456789. In server type, we have specified Radius. Then, underneath, we defined a user to name Utilisateur1, which corresponds to the PC of the TP, with a password set to Cisco 1234. The port 1645, which can be seen at the top, has not been changed and the service is active because it is set to ON and HWAS ONS ONN. This server simulates a properly configured Radius server. We will now connect to router 1. So, he already has an SSH configuration. To start configuring Radius Authentication, you need to create a new profile with the AAA New-Model Command. The first A stands for Authentication. It is what determines whether the user or the device is who it claims to be. The second A stands for Authorization, which determines the user's rights to the various resources. And the last A, which stands for Accounting, keeps track of the user's use of resources. To return to the configuration of router 1, we will now specify that the authentication will be done on remote access by the Radius protocol with the command AAA Authentication login default group Radius local. Then we will specify the link between the router and the Radius server respecting the authorization key, which we have put on the Radius server. To do this, we make a Radius server host 192.168.200 auth port 1645 key 113456789. And finally, all you have to do is set it up on all VTY accesses by connecting to them with the command line VTY015 and making a login authentication default. Now, we will try to connect to router 1 from the PC with the Utilisateur1 login and password Cisco 1234. We type share Utilisateur1 192.168.4 and as a password, we type Cisco 1234. We can therefore connect with the user who is on the Radius server. You can do a show run without any problem from the PC. If you add a device to the topology, you will just have to configure the Radius server, and the user will be able to connect to it with the same account. The configuration of a TACACS server is identical, except that the router must specify the TACACS server host command instead of Radius server host. TACACS is also a 3A protocol, except that it was created by Cisco. And that's it for this TP. I'll see you very quickly in the rest of the course.